Howdy, no one. I was going to say howdy, everyone, but I don't think there's many people watching because we're not on our main channel. Welcome to the Ghost of Unsafe Space. This is not really a Dangerous Thoughts episode. This is like a mini Dangerous Thoughts episode with me, Carter Laren. Normally, Dangerous Thoughts is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific on the main Unsafe Space channel. However, we are banned. We have a strike on that channel. And I don't want to do a whole show today because I think I'm mostly just speaking into the abyss. There's very few people on this backup channel. But I figured instead of doing a show, I'll just do a quick update on two things. One is we'll talk about the ban in case anyone is interested and happens to see this. And I'm going to talk about an update. You guys gave me some homework to do on a Dangerous Thoughts a couple months ago. I finally got around to doing my homework, or starting it at least, and I'm going to share that with you. So, first, our ban. We have one strike now. So why don't I explain the YouTube system just in case. I think it's worth knowing, even if you're not a content creator, it's worth understanding the striking system because there's something striking about it, which is its unfairness. But the way the system works is there are, you can get in trouble for community guidelines violations. And like any platform, the terms of service are vague and interpretable by progressives. And so they can always find, they can find some reason to dislike you if they want. So there's nothing unique about YouTube's policy. It's like if Twitter ran YouTube, it would probably be very similar. And the way it works is the first time they catch you, you get a warning. And nothing happens to your channel. It's just a warning. And the warning sits there theoretically forever, I guess. And then after that, you get then if you do it again, you get a strike. The strike is a 1-week ban. You can't even post to your community page telling your audience that you're banned. It's just you're gone. And then if you do it again within a 90-day period, I think it's 90 days, then you get a second strike, and that's a 2-week ban. Again, can't communicate to anyone during that time. And then if it happens the third time, I think it's within 90 days, which, I think it might be 6 months, but I think it's 90 days. The third time, you get your channel deleted. The whole thing just goes away. Now, this is a really kind of weird system because it disincentivizes productivity. So if you're prolific and you have a lot of videos, you're more likely to get in trouble. So, if you post 4 videos and they're all violations, you get yourself banned. But if you post 1,000 videos and 4 of them happen to overstep their, vague line once in a while, then you also get all your stuff deleted. So it's not very content creator friendly, but that's par for the course with YouTube. Now for us, we have already been sitting on a warning. We've been sitting on a warning. Actually, I have it on my calendar. I'm going to pull up my calendar right now while we're talking. On September 12th, it was the 2-year anniversary of when I appealed our warning. Our warning was for linking to a website that was fine at the time, but after we linked to it, later on, the website was compromised and became like a scam website, and we got a warning for linking to scam content. Obviously, we removed the link in our description anyway, but clearly, this is just a totally unreasonable thing to get in trouble for. It was like ex post facto, like I said, it was fine, and then they happened to look at it 6 months or a year later, and were like, oh, now it's a scammy link, so you have a warning. I appealed that warning over 2 years ago, and they have YouTube has figured out how to weaponize incompetence, so they have just been too lazy to look. So whenever we get in trouble now for the past 2 years, instead of just getting a warning, which is what we ought to have, we automatically are in strike territory. So to add insult to injury, on Monday, I received an email from YouTube saying that we received a strike for violating their community guidelines. And the strike that we received was for a piece of content that was a year old. Now, we have published 200 episodes, over 200 episodes since that particular piece of content. And they've decided, we went back. Obviously, probably some progressive douchebag reported us. But they went back and reviewed this video and said, that's a strike. It's a year ago, 200 episodes ago, over 200 episodes ago. And it makes you wonder, like, if you have a lot of episodes, if you are prolific like we are, then they could easily in a 90-day period just identify 3 or 4 videos that they have a problem with, and bam, 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 all in a row, and your channel will get deleted. So it's completely unfair, although it's unfair on purpose, because they would never behave that way to a channel they liked. YouTube they're in a political battle with us. They hate us. They actively suppress us. They unsubscribe people, and they pull this kind of crap. It's unconscionable. Everyone that works at YouTube should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. It's vile. It's the behavior of absolute vile, evil individuals. They receive no sympathy. This isn't a mistake. This is a built-in harassment. And by the way, what we got a strike for was we were not allowed to talk. We knew we weren't supposed to be talking about. I don't even know how to use the word now. Certain products from pharmaceutical companies that were being mandated. So we knew we weren't supposed to talk about them. So instead, what we did was I gave a whole story about a wine. I used wine as an analogy, and I talked about wine and a waiter coming over and offering you wine. I gave a wine analogy. That is what got the strike. That's what got the strike. So a year-old content wine analogy got ourselves a strike. So that's where we are. As I said, this is it's a system that punishes productivity, because the more episodes you have in your past, the more they're likely to just dig up whatever they want, whenever they want, and get you in trouble. So it's pretty ridiculous. G-Man says Carter sounds great tonight. Literally, G-Man, zero about the technology has changed. Like I touched nothing. I just turned it back on, and today it's fine. So. I don't know. I want to blame hardware, but I know damn well it's usually not hardware. But it could be. Who knows? Someone says, Beverly says, we watched it and you guys used the word specifically, but not in my analogy. Maybe she who shall not be named used some words. I don't know. But anyway, that was our strike. So just going to give you an update on that, and then so now that update's done, I'll talk about my homework, and then we'll be done. This will be a 15-minute episode maybe tonight. While we're on the subject, please make sure you are subscribed, preferably on Odyssey or Rumble or also YouTube. YouTube is good. I mean, they do, they are the primary platform that we still use. And if you can at all, please support us financially. You can go to our website, unsafespace.com. You can join through PayPal. You can go to Subscribestar. Any amount you can give every month really helps. Any kind of membership level you can do really helps. So, I'm not gonna ask for money anymore. I hate asking for money, so we'll stop. Also, sharing content helps. If you can't give, or even if you can, just share content that you like. That really does help us. And lots of stuff on Dangerous Thoughts episodes, as I've mentioned before, are evergreen topics. So if you're looking for something in particular, let us know and we'll find if there's an episode on it, or we'll make an episode about it so you can share it around. Okay. ESG update. So here's my homework. My homework was I talked to you guys, I don't know, a few months ago about I was going to watch Davos videos. I did. I watched Davos videos, and then I talked about what I learned from the social economy panel and read a report about the social economy from the World Economic Forum. And I asked, hey, would you guys be interested in divesting from companies that are World Economic Forum members or people who are pushing ESG? And you said yes. And I said, great, I'll do something about that. And I never did, but I finally did. So I'm going to show you that today. Just so that you guys don't, in case you are wondering, ESG is environmental, social, and governance scores. Not just World Economic Forum partner companies are involved in them, but it is being pushed by WF members, and I would say that's probably one of the birthing places of this kind of stuff. So, so I'm targeting WF companies first. The environmental stuff, you know, I'm not gonna go into a big long discussion of what is wrong with all of this stuff today, because I'd rather do it on the main channel at some point. But really briefly, the environmental stuff is basically a misanthropy score. It's measuring, is your company a malevolent, anti-human, zero impact framework company? Do they adopt the zero impact framework for environmentalism? Do they hate humanity? Are they anti-human? This is why you see BP and Chevron decrying fossil fuels, which seems to make no sense, but it's because they're in the church of woke misanthropy, and they hate humans, and they refuse to look at the positives of fossil fuels. They pretend that humans shouldn't have any impact on the environment, and so therefore they encourage companies to use more expensive, less efficient, less reliable energy. They don't give a crap about rare earth element mining or the toxic processing of it. They make stupid pledges and they purchase carbon credits and all that kind of stuff. That's the environmental score. The social score is really a measure of how progressively dystopian you are. You know, if you have a meritocracy, that's really bad. But if you're all about diversity, equity, and inclusion, then yay. Do you give a bunch of money to progressive NGOs and progressive charities? Do you have a bunch of progressive indoctrination and virtue signaling going on? Do you put your Black Lives Matter banner at the top of your web page and celebrate Pride Month with 18 different flags and all that kind of stuff? So that's the social score. And then the governance score is really just a measure of your plutocratic evangelism. It measures how committed you are to the cause. So do you do DIE training in your organization, right? I'm calling it DIE training. It's diversity, equity, and inclusion, but I reverse them so I can call it DIE training. Do you do DIE training? Do you give your employees time off so they can go burn Seattle or whatever? Do you foist the ESG stuff on other companies that you work with, other partners? Do you make sure that they are wokies as well? So that's the governance score. So I've started to do something here. Let's just look at it. I'll pull it up. So you can go to drop ESG, DROP-ESG, dropesg.com. I'll show you right now. And it just redirects, but we're going to show it to you. All right. So you can see in the URL, I'm going to type in dropesg.com. It redirects to this Unsafe Space page. It's actually unsafespace.com/divest, but dropesg.com is easier. And it'll bring you to this page. And what I've started to do is I've put together form letters for divesting from World Economic Forum companies. They're not all done yet. So there's a list here of current World Economic Forum members. You can click on this list. I don't know if the sharing will work. Is the screen share working for that? No, it opened a different window. Here, I'll go switch to that one. That'll open. When you click on that, it'll open this window, which is, this is just a silly little spreadsheet. I actually I paid my daughter to put this together. She went through the WF website. These are all the strategic partners. So this is all the companies and their website. Those are all the members. But that's not very exciting. No one wants to go through that. So don't worry. I'm doing that work for you. And what I'm doing is for each of these companies, actually here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share the whole screen. I think then I can yeah. If I share the whole screen, then I don't have to keep switching around here. Okay. So here's website. So I've got that list that I clicked on before. There's a generic divestment template which I'm starting with, which is just here. You can copy it. It's in Google Drive. I know we shouldn't be using Google, and we'll get away from it eventually, but they're an easy place to start for now. And you just fill in the blanks. I'll read the letter to you guys in a moment. You just fill in the blanks and for your company. Now, I know that's too much work for a lot of people, so I'm starting to fill these in, and I'm getting the contact information and filling them in for the companies on this strategic partner list. You can see there's just a handful of them right now, but we can take a look. UPS, for example, is one. Meta, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, BlackRock. So you can we'll click on BlackRock, right? It's got the information. You just have to put how many years you've had shares, sign and date it, and it gives you email addresses to send to. You print this out, you can send it to this address. You can also send a PDF copy to these email addresses, and this is for divesting from BlackRock. And we're going to do that for all of these companies on this list. So I'm gonna do that for every single one of these companies. This website will now have a list of all of the World Economic Forum companies. So if you're a shareholder in Facebook, you just click on the Facebook letter and send this off to CC Zuck and send this thing off to, in Facebook's case, it's Deborah Crawford, who's the investor relations manager, and divest. So after I get the WF companies done, and they're all doing their thing, we've got letters for all of those. After that, I will go through and I'll make letters. I actually might do this before I'm done with all of the WEF companies. I'm going to make letters to funds. So, people who have 401ks or pension funds or index funds of some kind, that a lot of these index funds are intentionally investing in ESG companies. Obviously, we're pushing for the opposite. So this will be a divestment letter to a fund saying, get out of these companies. And here's why. And then I'm going to also, once that's all done and we've hit all the WEF companies and a lot of the major funds, we will go to, we'll start going down the list of non-WEF companies who also push ESG, because there's a lot of those out there as well. And I'm bringing this up because if you want to help, if you're interested in helping with this project generally, helping put together this website or just helping with some of these letters, we have a Discord chat in our Discord, in our community Discord. I think the group is called Abolish ESG or something like that. I'll be asking for people's help. So, for example, someone today said, "Hey, do you have a letter for my 401k?" And my response is like, "No, but if you get me the contact information, we'll make a letter," right? So if you want to be a part of that and help, this is drop again. This is drop ES here. I'll drop ESG.com, and it will redirect you over to this website, which is the Unsafe Space website where we have this stuff. So that's me starting the homework here. There's other stuff that can be done, but I think it's time for us to I mostly worry about explaining stuff to people. It's what I like to do. It's what I'm decent at. But there is room for us to be doing more. And this is one of the more that we can do. We can start providing these resources for people who want to divest from any of these crappy companies. So that's it. That's it for the show today. It's just a quick update. It's longer than 15 minutes, but it's going to be under a half an hour. So that's pretty good. It's not really, like I said, it's a mini episode of Dangerous Thoughts. It's not a full episode of Dangerous Thoughts. So, I'm going to really quickly, someone in chat said, when's the next call-in show? I don't know. I haven't thought of it. I usually do the call-in shows when I feel like there's enough outstanding questions that we could, go for a couple hours with people coming on and chatting, and that would be interesting. So if you have stuff you want me to talk about or stuff that you want for a call-in show, go to Discord, put it in the Dangerous Thoughts channel in Discord, and just let me know. We're keeping track of those kind of things, and when we get enough that we think it can make an interesting show, and people that we think will come on and have a conversation, then we'll just do another one. So we're probably due for one soon. So as a reminder, also you can send troublesome arguments. I've been asking the community to send, what are some arguments you're having trouble refuting, or arguments you'd like to make but are having trouble articulating. That's another thing you can throw in Discord, and we'll get to those as well. But that's it for tonight, everyone. Thank you for, I know it's super short and it feels weird, but it's not a full episode, and only the diehards are here. People like G-Man, Justifiably Stupid, Zato, Dawn, Mr. Drummer, Eloise, it's the diehards are here. So this is a small audience tonight, so we're going to save the longer, more detailed and intellectual heavy lifting for when we're back on the main channel, which should be next week. So I will see you then. Enormous thank you to those of you who support us financially. We will see you. I guess the next show is tomorrow. I think it will be on this Ghost of Unsafe Space channel. It's Token Minority Report. Alex will be back, so it will be Alex and Beverly. On Monday, we have Juliet and I are speaking with Emma Camp, who's the assistant editor at Reason Magazine. She'll be on Narrative Dissonance on Monday, so check it out. We hopefully should be back on the main channel by then. So with that said, have a good evening, everyone. You have the rest of the night off, so enjoy. I'll see you later. Thanks for sticking around until the end. If you're new to Unsafe Space, check out our deep content library that includes discussions with everyone from James Lindsay to Brett Weinstein. And please consider helping to fund our work by visiting unsafespace.com/donate. You can find us on a variety of social media platforms, and you can find a community of like-minded individuals on our Unsafe Space Discord server, which is open to financial supporters at any level. We hope to see you there.
Warning. This is an unsafe space. Dangerous ideas have been detected. It would be better for your health if you forgot what you just heard. That should be easy for someone of your intelligence. The following co-conspirators are hereby ordered to watch CNN. Experts agree that 87,000 new tax collectors will make inflation feel like less of a problem. I think we can agree that the FBI's track record speaks for itself. If you think about it, only government-sanctioned experts should be allowed to express opinions. But don't. Think about it, I mean. That's not your job. Thinking has been scientifically proven to be less efficient than compliance. Science, scientific, and scientifically are registered trademarks of the World Economic Forum. Unauthorized use is prohibited. Computer voice courtesy. Never mind, that last line is fake news. please disregard it and return to your safe space immediately. There will be cake.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree